How you going? Welcome back to Life Dilemmas and Dad Stuff. This is Tommy Kendi coming back at you for another episode here. Hi, how are you? Hope you're doing well, and hope you're doing all the right things and all the fucking wrong things, guys. In today's episode, I really wanted to talk. Well, it's so weird when people say that. I wanted to talk about when I'm actually going to talk about it. What I'm talking about is making shit up as you go, especially when you're in the process of creating and moving into things in your life where you don't really know what the end result is going to be. I mean, ultimately, you should know where you're sort of heading, but it's more that you want to feel the energy of where you're going. And there's no other way to get there other than to make shit up. I mean, you literally have to make it up as you go. And it's such a weird concept. And I talk to my coaching clients quite a bit about this because once you get this idea of making shit up, it becomes so so awesome because you feel free not to have all the little things worked out as you're moving forward. So when you're moving forward, one of the biggest things or the biggest challenges that we all have when it comes to creating something new in our lives is that we don't exactly know how it's going to look specifically, and we don't exactly know specifically the way that we're going to get there. So we have to make up the way there. We have to make up, literally make shit up as we go. And it's one of this guy I was talking to the other day, which is funny. He was saying that I wish there was like an ABC or a step-by-step process of how to get to where I want to be. But unfortunately, there is no step one, step two, step three. There is no process to getting to where you want to go. And one of the main reasons for that is that we're all so different, and we all have so many different ways that we want to share our truth and our ultimate essence with the world. And so it's impossible that, I write myself a process and go, right, this is my step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in order to get to where I want to be. And there's no way that those steps are going to work exactly for the next person. And I don't care who says what, it's just never going to happen. However, there is a big part to the process of bringing really cool things into our life that we actually want to experience, where there is a step which I think that most people do, and you know what? There is a step. There's definitely a step which all people do, which is basically making shit up as they go. So if you have a think about in your life where something has worked out perfectly for you, it's worked out, and you're like, wow, how cool is that? Like, how did this land in my life? And if you go back, over the last 6 to 12 months before you that landed in your life, you will start to see that you were naturally drawn towards a person, or you're genuinely drawn towards an experience or a situation, and because you followed that calling, it ended up leading to much bigger things. Um, so, like, let me give you an example. You made a new friend, and for whatever reason, that friend became someone that you spent a lot of time with, and you spend time and you start to have deeper conversations, and then you start to realize that you're aligned, and then you go, hey, you know what, why don't we do a project together, or why don't we do this together? And that leads to a project, and it ends up being a really cool, fun project that brings in the next part of your life or the next stage of your life. Or another example would be, I don't know why, but I'm just being called to go to a book club or a writing club or something along those lines. And you don't know why, or a dancing fucking club or whatever. and you start to go to, to classes or to writing classes or to dancing classes, and you start to meet people, and then from those people something elevates and there's this whole new energy around it, and that becomes something in your life that is moving you forward, and then you end up in a place where you're like, oh my God, how fucking cool is this? And all you really did was followed your gut feel. You just kept following. And that's what making shit up is all about, is being able to find enough stillness, enough silence in order for us to listen to where we're naturally being drawn to, or what we're naturally being attracted to. And then ultimately what that means is when you're being drawn towards something, the way I look at it is that it's almost like I've got my future self that has got all this cool shit around him, and he's giving me little nuggets along the way. He's giving me little, little signs on the map. It's like, come this way, come this way, and those little signs on the map are they're little, just intuitive, like, oh, I feel like I really want to do that. And so that is a big part, because as you start to follow those little signs and they do turn up, then ultimately what we're really doing is we're making up our pathway forward, and there's no other way to do it. And if you don't follow those little golden nuggets, or those little moments in the pathway that you're drawn to or attracted to. And usually one of the main reasons that we don't follow those little callings that we're attracted to is because maybe they don't make sense in our family dynamic, or maybe they don't make sense in our social environment or in our friendships. And you might ruffle a few feathers if you go towards what you're being called to. So that's really the only thing that you're going to come up against, is that when you're being drawn to something, you will find that there's also that attraction also comes with retraction. So as you're being asked or you're being drawn forward, you're also being pulled backwards. And it's these interactive and counter interactive energies, and we have to, in those moments, find our place, our true place, and find grounding. And when we find grounding, then we're able to listen and follow our path forward. And so, and there's a really easy distinction between the two, because what you're being drawn to is it feels exciting, or it feels like, oh, how cool would it be to do that? Or it feels like there's a sense of, this just feels right. And that's what being drawn towards your future self feels like. And then as soon as that happens, and then you start to feel the retraction usually feels like, oh, maybe I better not, because it might upset this person, or maybe I better not because I might lose my job, or maybe I better not because I'm just not ready, or I don't have enough money. So when you feel those retractions, they feel negative, and they almost feel like, oh, this is gonna this is gonna take a leap of faith to move through these retractions. And so the making up part is having the courage to jump forward towards what you're truly being attracted to. That's really ultimately the ultimate game. And it's a really good way to look at that, isn't it? To almost imagine that it's your future self that's got everything worked out, and all the things that we ever dreamed of, literally around them in that moment, and they're giving you little nuggets along the way to, all right, come, come, come. And so really, from what I just talked about as a reminder, ultimately what we have to get into is to be able to put ourselves into a place of deep listening, deep reflection, and deeply being able to listen in those situations where you're being attracted forward and retracted back at the same time. And the ways of grounding, and the ways of being able to really listen to what's actually the right path, whether it's to pull back or move forward, is through using your body, using your physical body. So if, for those of you guys that, practice yoga or practice breath work or meditation, you've got it literally right there. So and I know so many people that in a yoga practice, they just get so many ideas through their practice. When you feel like you're going to sneeze. Oh, that felt so good. How come when you sneeze, people go, you should let it out? Doesn't feel right to let it out. And if I did, I'd get snot all over this microphone. Oh, but how good does it feel to sneeze? That was a good one. The only thing about sneezing is that your face puffs up straight away and your eyes become all weird. But yeah, that was a good sneeze. So thank you for experiencing that with me. And you know what's funny? Now that I've sneezed, you're probably going to sneeze as well, which is weird. When you see someone else sneeze, you sneeze as well. Anyway, if you did just sneeze, enjoy that sneeze because I'm sure, hopefully, it's going to be as good as my one. So where was I going with that? Yeah. So it's that ultimate place of being able, if you're practicing yoga or if you're breath work, meditation, all these things are such cool little pathways to bring us back to grounding and to be able to listen. And not many people know this unless you've had a long yoga practice, but all these practices like yoga, breath work, meditation, all this type of stuff, this is all basically used. It's basically used the yogic practice. What all these movements are all about is opening up different pathways in the body so that you can get yourself to a place of grounding. You can get yourself to a place of stillness and being able to sit and listen. And when you can sit and listen and you're grounded, they're those moments when you can decipher what you're being attracted towards, whether that's that little golden nugget from your future self, or are you going towards that retraction because you're scared or you're fearful of what would actually happen if you took that leap of faith. And that's a big one because I believe that there's so many people around the world that never take that leap of faith, and it makes me sad because I know that in my life, every time I've taken that leap of faith, it has been such a cool moment. All the times where, for example, when I had an incredible job, I was, 27, 28, incredible corporate job, and I was earning great money for not doing much, to be honest. And I could have easily stayed there and kept going. And my band signed a record deal, and I canned that job in a heartbeat and moved to the States, moved to Hollywood, and then lived there for the next 6 years, having the best time of my life. Other little moments in LA when a mate of mine said, "Hey, let's go to yoga." And I'm like, fuck going to yoga. I'm not going to yoga. And then I went to this yoga class with him. And from the yoga class, I enjoyed it so much. I had goosebumps all over me. It became part of my life and I haven't stopped. And that was, I was 32 and now I'm 50 and yoga has not left my life simply because I just went with that feeling. So you just don't know where those little moments of attraction are going to take you and how cool it is when you keep following those golden nuggets and you feel safe in making shit up and you feel safe in moving forward when you don't know what you're actually doing, but all you're really doing is making up things in line with what you're being drawn towards, that level of joy and excitement and new and those moments of leaps of faith. And how many times do you reckon you've said when you don't follow the attraction and you follow the retraction, how many times have you said, I wish I did that? I really wish I did that. And usually you get to see those moments when other people or you see it mirrored back to you when other people do things that you wanted to do. And I'm sure it's happened to you before where you're like, hey, that's fucking my idea. And you see someone else do it. And then that person does it and you go, I wish I did that. That it sucks. It's happened so many times with me where I've had these great ideas And I didn't do it because I was scared, and I didn't do it because I thought, oh, financially I'm not ready, or I don't have the right setup. What was my little things? It was like, I don't have financially, I'm not ready. I don't have the right setup. I don't have the right audience. I'm not good enough. No one's going to listen to what I say. And then, this was something a while ago, and then someone else fucking did it, and it fucking blew up. And I'm like, oh, why didn't I do that? When I had the idea. So, and I've mentioned this before in maybe another episode ages ago, but I feel like if an idea lands and it feels like it forces you to take that leap of faith, the way I look at it is that if that idea lands and you don't do anything about it, and you sit on it for too long, then that idea will literally be taken out of your soul, and it'll say, tough shit, you didn't take it, and it'll be taken out of you and put in someone else, and that someone else will take the leap of faith, and they will get to enjoy that idea. So, there's wait, what am I doing here? Yeah. So there's a huge element in that. So in terms of making it up, guys, making shit up, I just wanted to elaborate a little bit more on making shit up. Making shit up is not actually just like verbatim making shit up. Making shit up is done through it's a step forward, even a tiny little step, even if you don't know what that step is going to look like. It's that tiny little step forward where you're doing something towards the energy of where you want to be. You're making it up. You're literally making it up. And the best way I know how to make shit up is and I talked about this a few times, I think, in the last couple of episodes, is automatic writing. And I think the reason that I uh, keep talking about it is because it's so cool when you just put pen to paper, and you might be listening to me going, oh yeah, Tommy does that, and that just sounds pretty cool, and then you don't fucking do it. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to set you some homework. I'm going to set you a challenge. Set your timer, and by the way, if you're watching on YouTube or somewhere else, well, it'll be YouTube. I just got myself one of these little timer things because I'm such a fucking procrastinator. And yeah, I just got myself one of these timer things, right? And you put it on your table. It's got 50 minutes, 25 minutes, 10 minutes, and 5 minutes. And when I know that I have something to do and I've been procrastinating, I just sort of guess how long it's going to take. But if I was to do automatic writing, I would put it on 10, and I would push 10, and I would put my pen to paper, and I'd just keep writing for 10 minutes until that timer goes off. No, I just don't stop writing. I just keep writing. And when you do that, through automatic writing, what happens is the first part that you start writing about is very surfaced. And if you force yourself to keep writing, what will happen is that at some point through the last 2 to 3 minutes, you will get some incredible downloads of what you could do. And let's say if you're doing automatic writing on, this is what I want to achieve, or this is where I want to get to, this is what excites me. The question could be, how can I get there? What are the different things I could do to get to this? Whatever it might be, you know what it is. And then you just go that you're right at the top of the page and you start writing, and you're like, fuck man, I'm just writing here. I don't even know what I'm going to write. But yeah, how cool would it be to have this thing? And then, oh yeah, I've got my mate, Jack, who he does this, and maybe he can help me find someone. And then, oh yeah, wow. And what if I did this and spoke to this person? And then, oh my God, I'm just going to Google or use ChatGPT. Maybe ChatGPT's got something for me, and blah, blah, blah. And then if I need to build something, Claude, oh my God, cool, Claude. Or what about this? Or what about that? It just keeps coming out for you. And by the end of it, you will have at least 3 ideas that will get you forward. If you do 10 minutes of automatic writing and you do it properly, where you don't take the pen off the paper it's going to fucking blow your mind, the ideas that you get. And then the next step is, you guessed it, making it up, because you get the ideas through automatic writing, and then you make it up and you take it forward and you make shit up as you go. You take one step after the other, regardless of whether you know what to do. So yeah, I guess this episode, it's been mainly about just giving you a kick up the ass and me a kick up the ass to move us forward and to get comfortable and confident about making shit up. And that making shit up part is a big one. And guys, even the other stuff that I sort of mentioned around yoga, meditation, breath work, just please give yourself the gift of jumping in and doing some of these practices wherever you are in the world. But that's it for me, really. That's all I got for you. Fucking love ya. See you later, mate.